Everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski, aka Butterfly Karen. Welcome. I'm also the leading paranormal, leading investigator on any of my cases, parapsychology or paranormal investigations. Welcome to today. Well, right now I'm incredibly spaced out because my mind is literally tapped into the 10th dimension, and when I'm going to sort of higher and different dimensions, there's a lot of pre-prep work that goes with it, absolute transcendental meditation. So I've sort of done all of that part right now, and I'm still sort of connected. Let me just quickly log the date and the time and all that beautiful stuff. And I've already got numbers coming in, so I'm pretty much hitting on the 111. So I feel like I'm going to have some sort of, by the looks of it, code coming in, or possibly binary. So the date today is February the 23rd. I believe it's the full moon tonight or tomorrow. We'll check. I can feel the lunar energy and everything. So 2:23:24, and the time is 1:31 p.m. Yeah, it's nice. I'm loving the energy. I love going on all the dimensions, but I have actually put out a video explaining what the dimensions are to me, my sort of perception of them, and what it's like for me. Everyone's perception of different dimensions is completely different. Some similarities, but different experiences. And when you have your own intentions, you're going to experience different things. But I explain more in that sort of the videos to do with dimensions, because when I'm working on intuitive intelligence data reports, those are the dimensions I go on. And when I say higher, I don't mean up. I just mean that every dimensions are all around us. It's connecting to them. But when I'm like, well, in higher dimensions, you just think up, and lower dimensions down here. I'm just really grounding right now. My feet are literally. So now, where are my notes? So I was pretty much, yesterday morning, 22nd, I was already sort of tapped into 10D. It started it's normal for me, but when I'm going to be making the intention of going onto a particular dimension, it can be days ahead of when I'm, intended to do sort of here and really connect with it. But yesterday, energy, here it comes. Oh, I love energy. I feel like I'm going to be face touching today, because when I'm usually on the higher dimensions I go on, there's a lot more energy around me. It's beautiful. But anyway, so, and when you see me squeezing my nose like that, that's literally energy. So it's either tweet away or I'm going to be touching my face. So, now, so interesting. So yesterday morning, it was an intense morning, and I was sort of connecting from, I believe it started at 1:26 a.m. I started really sort of interacting, obviously I know what this is like. And then that was going on. I was sort of in and out and into that dimension between 1:26 a.m. to 4:01 a.m. when I finally came out of it, and I've seen visuals and everything, but it's perfectly normal for me. Okay, so interesting. Okay, I don't need that one. I had to just write a few little notes, but I literally, today, right now, this afternoon, I'm going to be meditating on what I was already downloading, because I want more clarity, and I feel like I'm going to get more too. But the first thing I was sort of hearing really strongly was the hunter became the hunted. And I was sort of seeing this visual of somebody hunting somebody. I mean, it took me a while to realize it was like happening to me, and I was like, I'm serious right now. But it's normal. This is nothing new to me. I'm not even remotely surprised by that, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to discuss this a little bit, because it really takes me back to on the energy tour, which I'm constantly on right now anyway. But it took me back to California and what I was dealing with in California. And that, because it kept seeing flashes of it, and it all sort of made sense. But I was sort of seeing somebody being followed, like till, you know, like following in the car. I mean, when I'm driving, I'm always on like 5D. I'm not on, I mean, I'm driving on 3D, right? Obviously. But my intuitions, I'm highly on high alert, like, hyper alert, I guess, in some ways, but that's not a bad thing because I get more sort of intuitive hits, like, you know, slow down, pull back, be careful, he's going to pull in or she's going to pull right out, and that one's an idiot. And those heads up of sort of what so I can avoid the idiots on the road, basically. So, but you know, sometimes when I'm driving, it stuff has nothing to do with paranoia. It's just that when you do what I do and you live my life, you're gonna, and you annoy low vibes, right? You're gonna I understand what's going on. I've been dealing with this for 2 years now, so, but it's coming to a close, and thank God it's coming to a climax, and so grateful for that. But usually when I'm driving, I can always tell when someone's like following me, I guess. It's like, I'm not quite sure who it is, but I have an idea. But I'm always sort of, oh, it's okay, I'm just going to do a UE. I'm going to annoy that pet. And they always prove to be like, really? Like, even when I'm sort of testing, am I feeling a bit paranoid right now? Am I serious? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I thinking too much about this? I'll test the theory. So I'll do usually little things that I do. Thank God I was in the British Army, you know. I'm telling you, you learn a lot. So, you understand sort of like surveillance ways and things like this, and it's kind of little things like what to look out for. So that training's never left me. And, you know, it kind of still serves me today. But there's little things that I'll do, and I'm obviously not going to tell people because then, you know, it's just not going to happen, is it? I'm going to keep those secret. But by testing those little theories, you know, like, thankfully, 8 times out of 10, that was just me. But they were acting a bit weird, and they were, you know, they made me question it, put it that way. But it's nice to be proven wrong. I do like to be proven wrong. But then there's always that, you know, that there's two times out of 10, it's like, are you looking for real right now? Who the hell are you? And here we go again, that kind of thing. So, but then when you're sort of getting gang stalked, that you expect that, don't even be worried. Don't worry about it. That's just kind of normal. So I do my little things to sort of rule them out, and then I'll just like mess with them and like really annoy them. And it's almost like, how dare she? Well, so it's like that. But it takes me back to this, and it's like, this is the climax of it coming to a head. Now, I felt like when I was going to California anyway, I felt like I was followed big time. Like, I don't know what was like plotted and planned, right? But I felt like I was like 2-3 steps ahead, and I had major energy, and my guardians and everything, like my spirit team, they were just like, no, no way. I was like hyper alert, and there was so much weird shit going on that trip too. And if you watch the California trip, you'll understand why it was that intense. Like, I knew I was being sort of like tracked, I guess, or hunted, right, by some idiot human beings, like humans, right? So, but what I was feeling, I mean, I felt like it because it was like, even on the ether, it was that intense and it was that crazy. I mean, I don't know if there was multiple people, but I really don't know. But I feel like I was aware of one, put it that way. And the intensity on the ether, my protectors were like, because I was still focused on like, nope, that's the goal. I've got to get there. I'm going. And, you know, it would take an intervention to stop me from meeting that goal. There was something in Los Angeles that was, I did not need to be crossing paths with, or I was not meant to be crossing paths with certain people there. But that there was a dream intervention, like literally, again, in you, if you understand sort of dream interceptions when it comes to energy, they literally sent my best friend Lisa, who was in England, literally, and we all both had the same experience at the same time, and we discussed it. You can watch the video, and it explains a lot more. It's freaky as shit, but that's normal. That was what made me turn around. And whatever fucking plan or whatever that was, it was completely foiled. But it was close, put it that way. But because of what I do, and you know, I am divinely protected in so many different ways. Yeah, no. You're gonna have to work harder than that, idiots. But again, and if I'm not aware of it, I'll get the visuals, and I'll get the, like, if I'm gonna get heads up that I've been cheated on, right, by idiot men. I'm not being funny, but just saying, in the past, I'm gonna get energy like, this one's a cheater, this one's a piece of crap, all right? Right? You seriously don't think I'm gonna be protected on a higher level when it comes to my safety and things like that? So I'm always gonna be sort of one step ahead, because I'm always gonna be aware of it, shown it, and that's my psychic abilities. With all that psychic abilities, you just need to tap into them, develop and master them. So it is an ability of the mind. Now, so when I was sort of hearing the hunter became the hunted, I was seeing this, and I've got this very strong feeling it was one of my guys. Now, again, when I refer to my guys, these are just 6 federal agents. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they're based. I mean, they're here in the States, but I don't know what agency they're from, and I don't know their names. I don't know any of that, but I know their energies. And I feel like one of them, because when I was sort of first starting to get sort of gang stalked, obviously I gave them the heads up, and I feel like one of them, or maybe all of them, have been sort of observing, but because they are so incredibly highly intuitive like me, and they sort of, you know, I feel like they're not, one of them was maybe quite possibly on the ground, like sort of protecting me, but also on the ether. So when I was, I don't know, I feel like I was getting a lot of I feel like I'm gonna, like, throat chakra is gonna be under attack, because I'm sort of, I don't know, we'll go with it. But I guess that what I'm trying to explain is, I feel like there is at least one of those guys, one of my guys, I feel like is really protecting me on a physical realm without me even knowing. And if that is what's happening, and I'm 99.9% sure from my intuition and everything that is what has happened. And if that's the case, I thank you, because you're going to be watching this, you're going to see this. So thank you for that. And it's coming in. I'm like, because I'm tapped into, oh, here it comes. I've got a major download coming in right now. It's like almost confirmation, like what I'm discussing. It's okay. So, oh, yeah, here we go. I just want to say thank you for that. Now, the strange thing was, the second visual I saw, oh, that's high. That's a high frequency. Okay. Let's bring it in. Now, the second visual I saw, this is not the first time I've seen this. This is like the third time I've had a visual of this. And like I said, I like to test my theories. So sometimes, especially if I'm having like a sleep state visual, because it's usually when I'm at my most conscious state of consciousness, which is amazing, but it doesn't really matter whether I'm asleep or I get it all. I just get more when I'm in a nice conscious state of consciousness, for the love of God. So now, again, I like to test the theories. So I had 2 sleep state visuals of the FBI come into me, and they were giving me something. It looked like a file, and I'm like, okay. And I just remember, I wasn't worried or anything like that. I just remember thinking, okay. But then I remember feeling like, what the oh my God, right? It felt like that. Like I wasn't in trouble or anything like that. But it was just that they gave me, it's like the file they were giving me was like giving me clarity. So it really felt symbolic. But then again, yesterday, after the first visual and the first message of the hunter became the hunted, I was like, okay. Because as soon as that, I'm like, this is one of my guys. Then I saw it again. The FBI came, and the agents came to my home. And they were just talking to me, and, you know, and obviously I let them in, and then they gave me a file. They gave me the file. I'm like, but this time I remember getting really sort of emotional, like, but it felt a climactic emotional state because it felt like they were confirming and telling me everything I've been through and I'm still going through, but it felt like everything I knew, but I just couldn't prove it was true. And so I felt this real overwhelming emotional feeling, like that's thank God for that. Like, and remember in IID25, if you watch that last that was 9 day, I was getting that hit like someone's going to jail. I feel like again it's all connected. So even in IID25, because I've sort of been bringing these sessions, I seem to be getting more data, more clarity, more information from each video. So I'm not even surprised by that. So I feel like whatever's coming to pass, whatever's coming to the surface, it's the completion. And it's about time because it's been like 2 years now. It's a fucking joke, right? So, but unfortunately, that's what happens when you've got silly little low vibes, human form, thinking it's okay to sort of harass and gang stalk, right? Just because I can't prove it doesn't mean it's not happening. But you're talking about, so again, I'm not even surprised because what I do would naturally trigger people's demons. You need to try. I tell you what, if people cannot control their emotions, you need serious therapy, because by controlling your emotions, you're controlling your demons, the inner demons within you, all the little demons you're conjuring up. But you're going to need to be a high-vibing person to even think about controlling your emotions, let alone you conjure demons and shit. Seriously, weird. People are weird. But that's what I'm dealing with. It's normal. That's normal for when you do what I do, you're going to be a target for all kinds of weird people. It's normal. People think I work for the devil. I don't think so. Why? Because I'm a master remote viewer and a master astral traveler and all that kind of beautiful stuff, and I'm highly ascended and I've mastered my human abilities as well as my gifts. No. I don't worship cowards. No. My soul's not for sale. Thank you very much. But people are that ignorant and stupid that they naturally think, oh my God, remote viewer, you work for the devil. I'm like, go and get an education. Just because they know people that do that, right? Intentions, everything. You can use remote viewing with bad intentions or good. I'm on the good side. People think because I am what I am, that I'm into witchcraft. Again, ignorant people don't even know what they're talking about. It's really embarrassing. These people have got to first of all just get an education. They are so stupid. To go right there and to think they know everything. Most of these are fake God-loving Christians, first of all, who are just fakes, right? These are the only reason they believe that I would have to be involved in witchcraft is because they are, right? So they resonate with stuff that they do, but that's not me. I don't do witchcraft. I'm not interested in it. I clear up that shit. that those people do. But again, it's projection. So I've got to hide what I'm really like. So I'm just she's a weird one, all right? We'll just make the community think that she's evil. Okay. Do what you need to do. Not quite. When you're in your little secret closets and you're in your little secret rooms worshipping Satan and then going to church on a Sunday asking for forgiveness. No, you're not getting forgiveness. You've been seen, right? But have at it. But you're doing your little spell works and stuff like that. The Most High, God Almighty, is not going to forgive people that are actively worshipping Satan. But you're so arrogant. What can you do with these people? Again, stupid. That's all it is. So I don't listen to them. They have zero relevance in my life. I know me, they don't know me, but they're just jealous. And most of it's just jealousy. So, it's a very low vibrational emotion. There you go. So, but again, it's a projection of usually what they're involved in anyway. Now, but again, these are the sort of people I'm going to attract. These are the ones that do spell work on me. Like, these are the idiots that are accusing me of being into witchcraft, but they're actually doing death spells on me and stuff like that. Cuckoo. So there you go. That's the reality of that. Very low vibrational. But no, that's nothing like me. When people sort of get to know me, they know that. So that's just the way it is. But I'm not going to stop being me. I'm not going to stop doing what I do, right? Because I am in service to people, and I am in service to people for the Most High. Who is the Most High? Again, go back to my video when I'm talking about dimensions. You'll understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. I'm a spiritual minister. I'm a spiritual minister. I'm open to all denominations, right? I do like some of the biblical scriptures, but I'm a spiritual minister. I have nothing to do with witchcraft and that kind of crap. It's not my forte. It's not something that even interests me. But again, I had to choose to take the earth, but the earth I took was to help people who are constantly getting attacked by spell work and witchcraft and voodoo. Again, there's nothing wrong with any of that. It's the intention of the people doing it. That's the problem. So, but I just choose to be good. I'm on the light side. I'm a light warrior. Of course, I'm a light worker. I do that. And I train other light workers to become light warriors, to keep ascending and all that beautiful stuff. So, yeah, I'm naturally going to make people jealous, especially in the spiritual community today. We have a generation of absolute spiritual narcissists who don't even understand the true essence of spirituality, that the moment they can't reach a higher level of superiority or abilities and stuff, they start getting jealous. Well, you're not spiritual and you're not even high vibing. You're not even on a high vibrational frequency. Because when you're function of a high vibrational frequency, you don't adopt envy. You want your light workers and your light warriors, your fellow brothers and sisters who are who work in the light. You want them to get more, right? Because the more you gain, the more you put back into the universe, into the world, into consciousness, into everybody, into everything. You all start interconnecting with each other energetically, right? So when you're out there and you're like, oh shit, I'm like high vibing. Oh yeah. Well, why are you sending the evil light people then? You're not high vibing, you're a low vibe. Just a bit. That's how people are, unfortunately. Too many of those in the spiritual community today, and they give spirituality a very bad name. So now I've known for over a year there is something being plotted behind my back against me. I really don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't give it credence. I don't give it any of my attention or my energy, right? At all. I'm very aware of it. I've been shown it multiple times. I'm aware of the people that are involved, and I've already got the scene and everything, right? But I just let the chips will fall. I don't worry about it. I just gather data. That's it. And then what will come to be will come to pass. So I was very aware of it. And like I say, I'm aware of the people that are involved, and I'm pretty sure it's all kind of to do with this sort of climax too. But the only reason I'm not out there going, oh my God, I've been plotting and not, no, I don't promote what's going on. No, because I just deal with it my way. Again, it's all to do with gathering alibis and gathering receipts and gathering proof. That's it. That's all you can really do. When you're sort of being gangstered up by one person, I mean, it's just, I don't really like it. It's just stalking, and stalking's illegal, by the way. So, but when you've got multiple people getting involved and taking it upon themselves, like, oh yeah, we hate her too. Let's join your little gang stalking gang. There you go. You got gang stalkers. And again, depending on what they're going to get involved in and do, right? There's something wrong with them all upstairs anyway. So, because you wouldn't kind of do that sort of stuff if you're normal. I'm not even normal, but these people make me feel normal, and I don't like that. I like being an authentic weirdo, but I'm just not a weird one like them. So, and then, so again, yesterday I was getting the hit on that. So what I was very aware of was already happening, and like I said, I've had to sort of speak to my lawyers and about this for the last year. Like, I need to check this out. I need to look at this because I feel it's still going on, basically. One of those. I'm always going to be one step ahead. When I get a seeing and a knowing, I'm going to do what I need to do to protect myself on the physical realm, right? Because everything that they're doing is illegal, and that's all you can really do until it comes to pass. And obviously these days, you have to physically hurt you or attack you, right, to have the law intervene. But again, when you're dealing with people that have got friends in as cops and friends in like the justice system. You're dealing with different types of, you're dealing with that's a problem. So that's the only reason they're able to continue doing the little gang stalking anyway, because they're not getting justice. Not yet anyway. But they're not, they're allowed to get away with it. And they get these people involved because of sexual favours. That's all it comes down to. Sexual favours and 20 bucks here and all that kind of shit. Oh, shit, you're not. But there you go. So I always say to people in all my videos, if you're worried about anything like that, make yourself known in CCTV footages. Make yourself known wherever you go. Collect receipts. I don't care if you go to the coffee shop, keep the receipt. Our lives are time-stamped. Our digital footprints are everywhere. So just in case somebody makes a false claim about you to try and have you sort of arrested or setting you up, there's a good chance you're going to be able to legally get out of it. Prove, one, that there are lies, and two, you didn't do anything. You didn't break the law. And then you can prove. And then and those who make false claims, they'll get justice. But, you know, it's really hard these days because it's hard to put your faith into the justice system because it is so corrupt. And they're all sexual perverts and they're all sexual perverts. That's it. That's what's wrong with the society. So, but then, like I say, again, that same information that I was already aware of, I had expect them. Again, because it's the FBI, I was tapped in, I'm like, okay, why the FBI here again? And it was getting stronger. And when I usually have a recurring sort of visual like that anyway in a sleep state, I know it's coming. So I had to measure the time between when was the last one I had. Because usually if it's quite spaced out, that could be a while. If it's like within weeks or in a couple of months, it's like, oh shit, here we go, it's coming. Right? I've tested that theory since I was 13 years old. And it always happens like that. So I always trust I'm going to trust me and my intuition and my abilities and my skills before anybody else, ever. Just, I don't like being proven right. I sometimes want to be proven wrong, but, you know, what I do. And yeah, it's not pleasant. It's not nice to have to live like I do and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to change my life and I'm not going to change who I am. And I'm not going to stop doing what I do. You're joking, right? Because my life's amazing. I love it. And and I love me, and they hate me because I love me, and jealousy. So like I say, when I was sort of seeing that visual of the FBI coming, I kind of knew. Again, I had this emotional sort of reaction, and again, because it was emotional, I'm already feeling it as well, because I know it's coming. But it was nice. It was emotional, but it was a nice emotional because. And it didn't help that I'm sort of grieving the loss of my father right now, and I'm still grieving the loss of Mia, and then I'm obviously still dealing with. Look, I'm a fucking warrior. I'm a Sigma female. Nothing can keep me down. It doesn't matter how much spell work these people throw at me, or how much you throw at me or do to me. Right? I'm going to get up every single time. You seriously think I'm going to let low vibes keep me down? Mental cases. No, not someone like me. Go and get therapy because those people need it. So, no, nothing can keep me down. It's just not in my nature. These people can't even be on my level because they're betas and alphas. I told this before in the other video. I'm a Sigma female with a highly advanced human being, Sigma female, right? I'm a one-off. There's nobody that can clone me. There's nobody that can be a version of me. You're going to get counterfeits if you believe that, right? No, I'm the original, but that's it. So this is what pisses people off, and it pisses women off, obviously. But it pisses men off too, and that's weird. That's weird. When men are jealous of women, that's weird. Clearly, they're beta men. They're not even alphas, they're betas. So that's just weird. But yeah, it's normal. So like I say, again, went there and I'm like, oh God, not this again. Here we go. And then I just heard expect them. So that's just me like, oh, okay, well, I'm ready. Now, again, this sort of weird stalking situation. I'm not going to go to the police. I cannot go to the police about this. I keep everything. I keep everything that I'm dealing with and aware of. The reason I haven't gone to the police is because I don't trust the police. Because the people I'm dealing with have sexual favours with the police. It's hard to know who's not corrupted, and I don't trust them. I don't trust their... it's sad because of a few bad eggs that deal with these whores, right? This is why it's hard to trust any of them, because you don't know if they're friends or were decent. I'm like, oh, okay, let's... No. That's why I haven't gone to the police yet. Now, getting their friends in to look into my background and like do the little lawyer friends, again, sexual favours or debts owed, and people like that, yeah, okay, they've got more access to the justice system. I don't trust any of them. I should not be nobody should be trusting them when you're dealing with that ever. You've got to just cover your own back and just do what you need to do to protect yourself. And that's really all you can do. Watch your surroundings. Be very aware of your surroundings. I've got eyes at the back of my head and I use my third eye, so. But seriously, you start being around people and you start and your gut, your stomach feels like, oh God, stomach feels weird. And you start and it feels like it's vibrating. You're probably in the presence of someone very evil. It's energy. You're reading energy. You're picking up on energy. And when you feel like... And I'm not talking about medical conditions. I'm talking about a sudden sense of... Do not ignore that. But you start feeling like something shit, like there's a vibration in you. Oh, good Lord. Be aware of your surroundings, because there is very dark, very evil energy in your presence somewhere. Never ignore that. And if you can, just get out of it safely, or whatever situation you're in. So, now, but this is all this started. All of this is stemmed and started from a jealousy. That's it. And again, jealousy because of who I am and my abilities. I do not care if people believe me. I do not care about being believed. I don't care if people believe in me. That is none of my business. I do not care. I don't care what they're into. I don't care what they do. I don't care about their lifestyles. None of my business. But what I do is none of theirs. But they take it upon themselves to get into my business and care, right? And lie, slander, defame, right? So that's all they know how to do. These are toxic, low vibrational people. Major addictions in all certain areas. I can't help them with those problems. I don't want to help them now. And I'll never help them again. And that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate and sad, but that's it. So, but that's what sort of started all of this. Rejection and jealousy. So, but again, like I said, if you want to learn a little bit more about when I knew I was really, oh God, this kind of stalking, I feel like it's crossed state lines now, is my California trip. It was really weird. But I had an intense job to go there and do anyway. I had to get as close to Los Angeles as possible because of the person I was having to help on the ether, like quantum sort of like healing and releasement and everything. Obviously, I'm not going to name my clients. It's just not going to happen. But because of that, that's why I had to get as close as possible. And it just felt like I was not on that journey. Well, I wasn't on it alone anyway, but it was weird. Now, yeah, that's happening. So, it's coming. I know this is the clarity. It's coming to an end. And somebody, maybe the instigator or the person that started this, and I'm going to do another video if this comes to pass, of any developments to this. And that's not something I've been talking about this all year. I've been talking about it last year as well. You can watch my different videos, my table chats. I'm always discussing what I'm dealing with, right? Because it's part of the data of what I'm talking about. When it comes to passing, there's a completion. It proves. That's just the way it is. So, but it proves everything from the visuals and the parapsychological side of it. So, but I feel like somebody's going to prison, somebody's going to jail. And whether it's just one or multiple people that have been doing this or the instigator, I don't care. They deserve to be in jail. it is illegal to stalk anybody. Just because you're in a gang stalking, doesn't make that any less illegal. I'm not quite sure and just because they're doing shady shit in the darkness, right? That's going to be illuminated this full moon, and I'm pretty sure I need to check. It is the 24th, but let's just confirm, because I can already feel the energy of the the lunar energy sort of thing. Like I can already feel it's the energy field. But people like to do crazy weird shit under like energy moon and stuff. For me, I'm all about, when it comes to energy and working with energy, it's part of my protection barrier from witches and warlocks doing stupid stuff, sending spell work and all that kind of stuff, negative energy. The evil eye don't even affect me anyway. I don't really care about nothing really does. But again, when I sort of get hit with something, or what is allowed to come in to as close to my energy shield anyway, it's only one. So like, ouchie, ouchie, and then hello there. Now show me let me see what that was and who sent it. Takes a few seconds to see, and it's like, interesting. Send that shit back right now. And goes right back to the sender. It's not something I'm sending them. I'm just sending back what they sent. It's weird. They're not under attack by me. They're under attack by themselves. They're the ones doing the attacking people, manipulating people's energy, all that kind of crap, right? So, I do believe it's the 24th. Yeah, February the 24th, 2024. 24. So tomorrow, I love it. I'm going to have a nice glass of red wine while I just view the beautiful moon. I do. But it's nice. I like to just sort of call in the energy, just to sort of boost my protection shield. That's exactly what I do, right? It's like, boost my energy shield. Why not? All those lunar rays and that sort of thing. Because whatever other people are doing during a full moon, all the weirdos that come out, and if they're not coming out, they're in their little hidden closets, or they're doing the little ritual work and stuff like that. It's usually during sort of moon cycles and stuff. But when you understand that, you know how to protect yourself from it during those moon phases and stuff. You know how to protect yourself from these people, protecting your energy. You've got to protect your energy regardless. So, yeah, that pretty much just covers that. So again, I want to get back into connecting to my higher sources on 10D. This 10D. Just protect your energies. If you're under attack, if you're getting gang stalked, if you can trust the place, then have at it. If they don't really take you serious or anything like that, keep a journal everything, write everything, keep data on everything that happens to you. I'm serious. If you can afford a lawyer, speak to a lawyer, let them know your concerns. Keep it all documented somewhere. Keep something. Because if anything happens to you, it's not in vain. But again, watch your surroundings, be careful. These people they're not normal, right? And depending on how far they're willing to go, that's usually what is their end game? To what? Remove you from the planet? Happens all the time. Be careful. And that's nothing to do with paranoia. We live in a very evil world full of evil people. Evil is a choice. It's not a condition. And if you do have a strong faith in God, pray like a prayer warrior. You go for it and ask for that protection. You'll get it. You'll get it from your ancestors. You'll get it from your spirit team and everything. We've all got guardians, but pray aloud if you need to. Nothing makes evil hate you more than prayer. So why not? We all have a right to believe in what we want. They can have a right to believe in their Satan and shit like that, but we're not allowed to believe in something of the Most High. Go there. They don't own it. Just pray. Ask for help. Ask for protection. Make it make that strong. I need help. I need protection. Intervene. Ask them to intervene. You're talking about higher sources. Like, again, I explain a little bit more about the sources I work with on each dimension. Are they human? I'm just going to give you a quick brief on. Could they be us in the future? Could they be us in the? Could they be our future, our higher self? Could there be different species? Well, energy is energy. Energy comes in different species, regardless of your ignorant sort of education. Oh, but again, you can believe in what you want. You don't have to believe in anything like that. But that's not going to make it untrue for you. That's just not how this universe is vast. We are not the only ones at all. And I'm not an arrogant human being to ever think that. And because of the sort of sources I interact with and get data from, it's impossible for me to think that small-minded. No. There's the box. I'm right outside the box, and then usually go right outside that one too. No, my mind's not even remotely closed. And you cannot put someone like me back to sleep either. So, and that annoys. Is that where we're going? Here we go. It's here we go. It's all to do with the magnificent system, this simulation. If you believe we're in a simulation, again, there's so much to this world, to this beyond here and the now that most people don't even have a clue. But there's so much beyond here and now, so much. It's usually when I'm astral traveling, I'm going to go here. It's nice because, let me just discuss astral travel a little bit. Make your tensions good when you're astral traveling. Have your protection elements set in place too. I mean, don't do anything, unless you're going to protect yourself. It's like going outside and, okay, I'm going to go outside and close my eyes and, you don't know who's out there. So it's like that on the ether too. Just put your protection elements involved. You don't need to worry if you've got a really good protection team anyway. But transcendental meditation is amazing. You can go to the past. You can go so that you can remain in the future. You can go forward, but you can also go into the future. But you can abuse that. It is an amazing ability when you really do tap into it. But again, you can be an astral spy depending on who you work for. But there are consequences to that. Because everything that you can do and everything you develop, that can also be blocked. If you abuse it, it will eventually get blocked. So this is why I don't really worry too much about astral spies and astral travelers and all that kind of, like astral spies, not astral travelers, but astral spies and sort of like spying remote viewers and stuff like that. I don't really worry about them because I know if they're coming to me and they're sort of spying on me or anybody else with sort of like ill intentions they're going to get blocked. They just get blocked. It's great. I've seen someone get blocked. Like, oh, you did. Yeah, that's going to piss you off in the morning when you wake up from that. Right? It's not. And when you understand how easily you can lose your ability, your sight and everything, your third eye. I mean, you don't have to worry about that getting calcified. You start abusing your abilities. That's going to get blocked. That'll just be calcified for you effortlessly, right? And depending on what you're doing with your abilities, I was discussing a little bit of this on, you've got to be very careful because we all have ancestors and bloodlines and everything. And when you're tapped into when you're tapped into the ether and you can see a lot of, it's really hard to explain and this is very hard to prove. So this is the only way you need an absolute open mind. I don't give a shit about your limited beliefs and whether they believe or not. I'm not interested. But to sort of understand this, you would need to just have an open mind. You don't even need a belief. You just need to have an open mind, right? If you can't even open that, your limited beliefs are just going to, no. You're not going to understand anyone like me. Or even people that do similar things like me. But it's weird when you sort of see astral, on the ether, it's like battles and wars between ancestors. It's like, that is so weird. But that's because of some people doing really stupid, shady shit, witchcraft shit, that sort of stuff to other people. You don't realize, you've got to know who their protectors are and their ancestors. And people are so ignorant and stupid and dumb. They're just like, oh, check me out. I'm going to start doing some witchcraft, right? Okay. Did you do any history on the person? Did you do any history on that person's ancestors? Of course not, because you're all lazy, right? You just want to, come and check me out. There you go. But arrogance, ignorance, ego, the unhealthy ego, depending on what you're involved in and who you're attached to. So what happens is you'll start doing stupid stuff. You'll start attacking people's energy fields. You have a right to do that. But what you don't realize is if you haven't done any research on that person or there, and you're not going to get into their Akashic records, I'm not quite sure who these demented people are today who decided we can tap into people's Akashic records. You don't even know how to tap into your own, you little morons. And you seriously think you can tap into somebody else's? You just, no. No. You're not even high vibing. You seriously think if you're not even high vibrational, you're going to get access to the real ether, the amazing stuff that's out there that you could tap into? No, that's not possible. You just stick with your low dimensions. But you're not going to get, nobody can get access to somebody else's Akashic records. There are some people can get access to the universal Akash, right? For information and data that usually comes from different sources on different higher dimensions. And usually those sort of people are selected and chosen because they're trustworthy, their intentions are incredibly good and high, that they're not going to abuse. Again, you abuse your abilities, you're going to get blocked from everything. So have at it. And your ancestors are not going to be able to unblock what's being blocked. And most of your ancestors are pretty bad anyway, especially if you're on the sort of the dark side and stuff like that. So if they're the ones influencing you to abuse your powers and your abilities, and they clearly don't really care about you because they know you're going to get blocked. It's called universal law and universal justice. Karma. And no one's above and beyond her. I call her a hare because she's ferocious. When karma kicks in, yes, she's like a woman scorned, but 100,000 times more ferocious. That's my little joke, but there you go. So astral traveling, you can obviously I'm testing these theories because I'm a parapsychologist, and obviously I'm going to need to because I need to gather data to prove my field. So I remember one time I went, it's been some heavy energy coming in. Just keep it at a distance. It's okay. It just means energy is trying to connect to my energy frequency. It could be those elders again. They may know. It's like one of them knows I always sort of go online when I'm connected to the dimensions. It's tapped in. My guardians will let them in if they so wish. But so I remember one time a few years ago actually. It was amazing. It's not the first time I've sort of been to my future and seen my future anyway through astral travel. That's why I always know what's coming from me, but it's just a hard work. It's not because I've manipulated the energy or anything like that. You're joking, right? God, seriously. Again, if my intentions were bad and I was an evil person, I would not have these abilities because I would be blocked. There's your cue to stop listening to ignorant idiots that don't know what they're talking about, or slanderous little liars. It's really that simple. Because my abilities, I keep getting gifted more. What does that tell you? If I'm getting more spiritual gifts and my abilities are becoming even more heightened and really fantastic, clearly I'm doing something good and right, aren't I? Obviously, it's not rocket science. So when people tell people, oh, she's the devil, oh, I don't think so. Again, I don't worship cowards, thank you very much. But secondly, no, clearly I'm not of ill intentions whatsoever. My integrity is intact because I do good with my abilities. I help people with my abilities and my gifts, right? The people that are constantly slandering and defaming and trying to have people like me ostracized from the this isn't Salem, you little witch morons. You little freaks would have been burnt at the stake, but you probably ancestors were probably from there anyway. But that's what I'm saying. You bring that sort of energy to the future and you think you can ostracize people that you're jealous of or don't like your faith or they don't believe in what you believe in or they won't join the dark side. For the love of God. Yeah, the energy is heavy now. Okay, it's okay. I can feel it. Someone's trying to get my attention. But I went to the future. And I remember there was like, I was in this house. I actually knocked on this door, obviously, and then this older woman opened it, and obviously she knew me, and we were talking, and she's like, "Hi, take a look around around the apartment." It was the weirdest thing, because when I walked into the apartment, I was like doing a viewing, and she's trying to, but she was foreign. She had like a foreign accent, so I think she was like Eastern European somewhere. I don't think it was Russian. It was Slovakian. But it was here in the States there, anyway. But she was talking to me in a foreign, like an Eastern language, but I was able to understand her. So it was like, what is that all about? But again, it's telepathy. Just because when you're working on the ether, if you're connecting to people or energies, they can speak to you in their foreign language, but you will understand it in your mother tongue. And then as you communicate back, they may not speak or understand English, but they're going to understand it as telepathy. It's really, I love telepathy. But that's usually, it's the universal language of understanding. And when you go to high dimensions, when I'm tapping into communicating with different sources, that ain't freaking earthly languages. I can tell you that right now. Okay, that's not a language we understand. But it's all telepathic. So you can understand it in your mother tongue, in the language that you speak and understand. So, but again, she's sort of viewing, we're sort of like going for this really small apartment. I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah, I like this, yeah. And I was appealed because she told me there's a sea view, an ocean view. I'm like, oh, please, yes, I need an ocean view. And as I walked out of the veranda door, the patio door, and I went into the garden, it was like, this garden's big, it's beautiful, green and everything. And I looked outside, and right there was just the ocean. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I could see me, like, yeah. I really like this. And then she said, so you like the house? And I went, the apartment? She went, no, it's the house. I'm like, what now? So I walked into the garden a bit more, and I turned around. It was this huge American Southern style house. I'm like, what the actual? So it was really weird. It was like it felt like what I'm used to. I went bigger. So the hard work, it was a symbolism for where you've come from. Where I've come from is rags to going to riches, trust me. But when you started smaller and smaller, and you work hard, and you know how to manifest the next stage of your life to work even harder and get better for yourself, right? I looked at this, I'm like, oh my God, this is so incredible. But then, and I knew I'd really made it. I didn't get a day, and I was like, and even when I was in the astrally travel, I'm like, I need a date for this. I need to know exactly what. I didn't look that much older or anything like that. It's coming soon anyway. It's getting stronger. But I remember just looking at this lady, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I'm going to buy it, right? And she said, well, yeah, you already did. And I said, what? So she said, look on the veranda. So I looked upstairs. So I was looking at the back of the house now, and as I looked up on the, like another upper veranda, I was sat there drinking a cup of tea in the afternoon, watching the ocean. I'm like, it is weird to see yourself in the future. I was like, oh, it's actually weird to see yourself in the past, but it's weird to see yourself in the future. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put tea up there. It's really weird. So so usually when you commit the intentions of what you want to do when you want to astral travel, it's hard, when you really get the when you get the gist of it, and you sort of like mastered it and everything. It's really incredible. But it's also when you are literally moving your soul through time and space. Like you're not. It's the weirdest feeling because when I sort of get to that point where okay, there's the vibration, that means my soul's about to leave. Well, it's not leaving. It's not going to disconnect from a physical vehicle, not to my death date, and that's not yet. But that's how your energy source, your soul is what astral travels, right? And nothing's getting in. Nothing's going to like start going, oh my God, I want to jump in Karen's body. I don't think so, right? A lot of people do that kind of crap. A lot of people try and do that to other people. It's the weirdest thing. But and then they were like, oh my God, what if demons get in? No, I don't think so. You've got to, when you're highly ascended and you do what I do, you are highly protected. And nothing's getting near my energy field, let alone near my physical vehicle, right? I have a job to do. This is what I do as a parapsychologist. And it's amazing. Astral traveling is amazing. But I also know when to sort of like, okay, it's time to come back now. Because I also know you still feel, you smell, you're still connected, you can still think. But you are literally traveling, and it's like you do go through like a weird wormhole. It's like, ooh, like, oh God, here we go. And I sort of love that sort of soul adrenaline rush too, and it's fast, and you can go anywhere in seconds. I mean, you count in seconds in the physical realm, but on the universally and the ether, it is just, I think I'll go to Hong Kong, right? Just go and then you go and you're there. It's the intention. You're there within seconds, and now you're hovering over Hong Kong. It's the weirdest thing. Okay, now let me go to England. I mean, I've been to England a few times. Like, obviously, I've got family and friends there, and I like to just sort of like keep an eye on. Just okay, and then again, it's just when I'm sort of. I mean, I do tend to sort of like keep an eye on my mum more than anything, and my dad before he passed away. But I don't intrude. I don't energy intrude. I just sort of watch from a distance. Okay, they're all good. Everything's looking good. Okay, I'm coming back now. I'm not going to go, hi, can you hear me? I'm not going to freak anybody out by doing stupid shit like that, because it's energy. And you will know when you're getting too close to their energy field, because they'll start feeling like they're not alone. And when you have that sensation where I feel like, and you go straight for ghost, you're like, oh my God, I feel like my house is haunted. Probably not. It's just, well, energy is energy. Energy doesn't die. It moves to a different dimension. So it's the same. And so, when it's a bit spooky, you could just be somebody trying to astral travel, astral spy on you or anything. Or just sort of astrally traveling to sort of like keep an eye on you, make sure you're okay. Or it's just your guardians, or it's just, again, depending on your home or anything like that, or sort of like what you're being messing around with and stuff like that. But many, many variations of what things can be, but energy is energy. So that's astral traveling, and it's good that we're going here. Because I feel like it's something, a lot of people, we're all going to be able to do this in the future. As long as we don't let AI take over our brains and shit like that, and AI take over, right? You're going to lose access to consciousness. So you need to be a fully functioning human being, not half a robot. You do not need chip, and you do not need to be having chips put into you and shit like that. You're going to lose the connection to your soul. AI will never have access to the level of consciousness that we do, because we're amazing. We're an amazing species, and and it's for us all. When you can manipulate it a little bit, they can't do too much with it. I know they can do a lot with it, but not too much. But I'm not going to go there, though. I feel like we're supposed to go there, but I really don't. It doesn't even matter. It's obvious that's how they create mind weapons anyway. But just for me, throat chakra kicks in, and I've still got, okay, I feel like that energy backed off a bit because I've got lighter already. Am I going to tell his little pals she's online again and she's discussing shit? so they might all come online. These elders, whether they are them, they're from generations. They're from I will say this about them, which will probably annoy them. They're from an ancestral generational line, very old ancestral lines, bloodlines that have been practicing what I'm doing and what they do, connecting to the ether for donkey's years, very, very, very long time, as mine have. But again, I still feel like there's a cross ancestral bloodline there anyway. Like, I feel like some of my ancestors are connected to theirs and them, right? So, at least one of them. But it's weird because I can tell when. Okay, I don't know how to explain what it's like when I'm referring to someone's gone online on the ether. It's almost the only easiest way I can say is someone's clicked on the computer, logged on, accessed the internet, the ether, right? And now they're browsing, browsing the internet, right? And they're surfing the net. yeah, that's the easiest, simplest way I can explain. So when I'm usually like, oh, when my guys come online once a month, we all connect ethereally. We tap into consciousness. We astrally travel. We'll just connect to each other's frequencies through the mind. It's called mind travel. And then we communicate telepathically. Well, that's what these elders do. But unfortunately, a lot of these sort of people that are doing what they sort of do, they're like the Masons and stuff like that. They're like the old guard and stuff like that. They're part of the, again, it's none of my business what they're into. It's just that they do things differently with that sort of, they manipulate the energy differently. Like, they may do harm with it, some may and some may not, but I do not manipulate anybody's energy. It is so unbelievably wrong. And to be perfectly honest, I think over time they will probably lose their ability, which is why they need more people sort of like teach them how to do it, usually for them, because when you lose your abilities, you're not going to get access the same way. So it's almost like they know just how far, they know how far to push, and they know when to stop. Like me, I know when to come back. It's like they know when to stop before they know they're going to get blocked, before they cross a line, like a nephric line. Like, okay, there's a line. Okay, well, there's their energy field. Let's just use me as an example. There's their energy field, and look at all that. Oh, she's got an army right behind her. She's got a literal army. How are we going to get in there to get to her energy field, right? This is, I can't believe them. How do we get over there and attack her energy, or get on her beautiful, harvest some of her beautiful energy and bring it back? You're not going to do that. Anyway, even low vibes think they can do that. That's the weirdest shit. These elders are they might be a bit low vibrational, but they've mastered something. So they may be high vibing, but they just use their intentions for different things. But there's practices that they use. But when you've got idiotic little low vibes who are just getting into the spiritual game, or the witchcraft and all that, they think that they can just connect to someone's energy and go, steal your energy. For what? No, it's the, I mean, they can't really get, the only time you're going to get someone's energy is when they physically like come to you and go, would you like like when I'm doing transference healing, they're going to get access to my beautiful energy, right? Because I'm putting beautiful heat, light force and everything into them to heal them, to help with them, to clear their energy field and everything, right? So now they've got an energy connection to me, a physical, because I do a physical healing. They've now got a physical connection to my energy. Now they can enjoy that beautiful energy and that beautiful healing, etc., and help to hopefully keep on healing or keep on ascending, or they can use it depending on what the intention was for why they needed my assistance in the first place. But for some reason, people think, well, now she's given me a healing session, I can start, I'm connected to her. No, because the moment I end a session, I cut the cord, the energetic cord, so you can't keep access to it. Cheeky little fuckers. That's the problem. So that's that's that. But it's all, but those sort of people who try and like send spell work and stuff like that, and energy attacks, they don't care about a boundary, energetic boundaries or anything like that. They're just like, and they deal with karma over and over again. They end up in a karmatic cycle, which is bizarre. And they're like, and the audacity is when they end up creating a karmatic cycle like that, because they've been doing the energetic spell work and all that stuff, and they have the audacity to when their life starts going to shit, they blame the person they were trying to do this to in the first place. Like, he or she must be doing spell. Look at the state of my life. Again, spiritual narcissist can't take responsibility for their own actions, will never dare to admit, I'm probably going through a horrible karmatic cycle because of all the disgusting, evil little dark spell work I've been doing on that person for so long, and I finally got mine. No, they're not going to admit that, because to admit that, people are going to be like, okay, you weirdo, why would you do that? What's wrong with you? It's not normal. And that's why people do work with the darkness in the shadows for a reason. So and then it's everybody else's fault, obviously. And they still don't stop though. And even after they come out of a karmatic cycle, like you got yours now, you learnt your lesson. No, clearly not. Because then start it again, or they just don't stop. It is weird. People are weird, so what can you do? But these elders, like, just again, use me for an example. It's like they know, like, okay, here's the line, here's the boundary. We need to stop, because they know there's a point. They know there's a point where if they do a little bit more, push a little harder, they're going to lose their complete foresight and everything, like their access. But I feel like some of them are really blocked anyway. So, like, I feel like some of their crown chakras are completely blocked. So there may be like maybe one or two left within their little group, right? The groupling, or that maybe still got access to the ether that the rest haven't. Maybe they've pushed back too much. Or I know they've done too much. Is there anything else? I feel like I'm covering so many different things, but I feel like a lot of people are going through, I do feel like a lot of people are dealing with like gang stalking, but people that are into sort of like this kind of stuff, that's got to stop. That is the fastest way for your whole freaking covenants to lose access to everything. But please, if you think you're so arrogant that you think you won't, please continue. It's not going to affect us. It's going to affect you. So we don't care if you continue pushing harder and harder and going to graveyards and digging up like graveyard dirt and all that kind of shit. And everything you do is seen. And there is a consequence to your actions. So keep doing what you're doing, right? Because you're going to lose access to everything. And you can keep recruiting and teaching them how to do it. They're going to lose access too. You're not going to win. Ever. The only time you're going to, the only reason, okay, here we go. The only time these people, the reason why these people think they are so powerful and they're winning is because they do it all the time on low vibes. People who are not really highly ascended, or they don't really believe in anything, or they're maybe, atheists and that kind of stuff, or just like practice low vibrational behaviors, right? And they've got no real, we've all got sort of protection, but they don't, their energy frequency is so low, right? They just don't, or people that are very vulnerable, or people that are like maybe major addictions. These evil creatures, and they're everywhere, in your little covenants, in your communities, in your schools, they're all part of something, right? But these are people that will always constantly attack the peoples around them, right? But people that are not really high vibrational, so, or even if they are high vibrational, they'll try and attack them. But the only time they sort of see results is usually with the ones who are just as low vibrational as them. and because they see results, they immediately adopt that like major God complex, like, oh, check me out. How powerful am I? That person's life's completely gone to shit because of the spell work I've been doing. I mean, listen to what I've just said. There are people every day, just like this, getting altars and doing this energy manipulation and this spell work to destroy people's lives. And when they're actively telling themselves, oh my God, how powerful am I? I've destroyed that person's life. I've destroyed that person's life. See what I'm saying? And they're proud of that. And you peoples hang out and dare and screw these types of people all the time. And you have no idea what they're doing to you, right? Or if they go, oh, look at my competitor, that one's going down. That's how they think. It is not normal. These are dysfunctional people in the mind. They are never going to ascend to a higher vibrational frequency, because what they do is based on their very low vibrational energies. And that's exactly what they do. That's what they practice. That's what they're involved in. And this is how, so when you get someone like me, and there's many people like me, light workers and light warriors, and I'm always telling them, keep your shields up all the time, every single day, work on your shields, keep your shields. Because the moment they see something like, oh my God, what is that? Right? Oh my God, we've got to attack that. Oh, we don't like that. We're jealous of that now. Because we emanate power without doing anything to anyone. Different It's all to do with the vibrational frequencies. So, but they see our light and aura first anyway, and because they can't have the light, because you have to do the shadow work and the hard work and the healing and everything, they're never going to get to that anyway. They're never going to get what we have. Not possible. So instead of using that and going, okay, that's something to like strive for. Okay, I want that. Well, then go and do the work. No. These are spiritual narcissists. They don't like to do anything. They want everything for nothing. They want clout without doing any. They want everything without the effort. We don't think like that. We don't live like that. We do the hardest work. I had to balance the darkness never leaves. We've all got dark and light in us, but my darkness, that good, and then you got the little devil and the little angel in all of us, right? Just here we go. Just an example. You've got to fight that darkness all the time, that little devil. You've got to, I mean, literally, the light side of me is like beat the shit out of my darkness. And I contain that darkness. It is dormant. And I will not allow my darkness to ever, I can work within the darkness and I can work within the light because I've owned the dark side of me. I am that disciplined. The only time my darkness would ever have to come to the surface is if somebody's physically attacking me. Like, otherwise, no, it's like my emotions, very controlled, right? Well, I can control the darkness within me. We've all got that. So that takes serious shadow work, hard work, major healing, everything, trauma healing, everything. That's how hard it is. It is a constant battle. It's a battle you've got to implement and keep doing every single day. It's got to be part of your daily spiritual practices to contain that beast within. I own the beast within me. Everybody else that does this kind of shit, no, their beasts have already taken over them. That's why they do what they do. So it's and because most people won't do that, won't fight the beast within them to contain it, they want to attack people like, oh, because they can't reach our level. So what do they do naturally? Okay, let's destroy them. That don't work with people like us. Nothing's getting in. Nothing's going to affect us. Nothing's going to harm us or anything on the Ifrit realm. The more work we do, the more we ascend, the more power we have within us, the more protection we get. Because everything we do that we've healed and learned and controlled, we take that into the collective. We take that into the world and teach people, this is how you can heal. This is another way to do this. Let me help you heal. Let me help you, right? We are in service to people. We don't take and destroy. We help, we heal, we teach people to continue healing, and we move on to the next. We are for the collective. So, but people don't like that. They get jealous of that. And because if they can't reach the level of us, or they can't beat us, or they just want to destroy us. So then you end up with like little gang stalking, bullying. Oh my God, here we go. Let's destroy this one. Or they're going to get with the little covenants and go, okay, we need this one's got a very powerful energy shield. We're going to need 20, 30 people. Seriously, this is what they do. And the 30 energies, attack, whatever, right? Still can't get in. It shows you how powerless they are because they are low vibes. So, but again, they need a lot of energy. But where they can, those that they do hurt and stuff like that, maybe the protection's just not as high as some people's. I mean, there's a certain amount of people on this planet that you can bring an army, you can get yourself a fucking platoon, right? And then energetically try and attack one person. But if that person is so unbelievably divinely protected on all levels, on all dimensions by different sources, right? In interdimensional and all that kind of stuff, protection, they're going to have an army, an invisible army behind them that's looking at yours going, what the actual? What is wrong with these people? Because humans are arrogant. So, but that's when you're talking about major sort of like high covenants of cults doing weird magic. And it's just to take the light ones down. You can't, it's not going to happen. You might as well give it up, because light's always going to win. It's stronger than you. It's more powerful. It always has been, and it always will be. But please continue to keep attacking it. That's for the collective. Practice your spiritual protection, however you do it, whether you do it for a spiritual bath and things like that. Get in with nature. Just get your feet on the ground all the time. Whenever you can, get your feet on the ground. I know in some parts of the world and some parts of the States, it's very cold right now, obviously, but create a steam room, create your own steam bath, I have a spiritual steam shower. Absolutely. Right? Part of my practices, but, you can create that in the shower. There's so many things you can do. Use water. Water is an amazing protection element with the intention, cleansing. It's part of a cleansing. There's so many different things you can do. I mean, I do so many different, I'm not going to tell people exactly what my spiritual procedure is. I don't think so. But I'm giving you a couple of examples of what I can do and what I do that are effective. But I'm always, if I don't need shoes on, my feet are on the ground. Right? And it's funny because I was in Sedona last weekend, and it was a bit warmer than I was expecting it to be cold. So I had my sort of like, my leggings on and, my jacket and everything, but it was quite warm, and I'm walking on the red soil and just hiking, and I'm like, fuck this shit. Hell no, I'm not keeping my shoes on, right? And that was it. I'm walking through these trails, bare feet, getting that amazing. And that's some crazy energy up there, but it's great for grounding. It's amazing, weird energy, but it's really good for grounding. Everybody's walking past me like, what's she doing? I don't care about what people think about me. Right? I don't care. I don't care. Because while they're all just taking a little stroll, right, I'm absolutely grounding major energy from the earth. I'm always connecting to Mother Gaia. Not to mention the fact that I ended up tapping into weird, well, obviously it's not normal. I mean, it's normal for me, but I was tapping into weird, pretty sure it was sort of reptilian energy. I mean, it was quite far away, but I could feel it like, oh God, seriously, And I was focused on these canyons, like, what's going on there? Took some pictures and everything, and then I ended up like really zoning in, like, what on earth is this? There's something in here. That ain't human. But that's the same as superstition. Again, whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. You don't need to believe me. I'm not talking about this as so to be believed. That's not why I do this. I'm a parapsychologist. I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm tapped into the energy field. So even though it felt like this energy was near the canyons, I was probably just tapped into like 2D. Like there's something very dense energy, but it felt very reptilian. So it probably wasn't seen on the 3D and the physicality. It was just, but I was very aware of it. Like, oh God, I can feel that horrible, disgusting, low vibing energy. That stuff. So I'm aware of different sort of species and sources and stuff like that kind of stuff anyway. So, but I keep away from it. It don't come near me because I'm too high vibing. That sort of energy can't be around energy like mine. It's attached to a human. That human's going to start shaking. Like, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, you little reptilian don't like my energy. No. So, but yeah, like I say, it was nice. I was really, I just like spent 2 hours just walking on that red, beautiful soil, and like, oh, it hit me. I could feel it pulsating and everything. I was like, oh God, I just love it. So usually when I need a real amazing grounding, I don't care what time of the year it is. I don't care if it's extreme like 120. I'll go there and I'll get my feet on the ground. I mean, the last time I remember, it was really interesting. I remember on the Lionsgate hotel that's known in Sedona in 2021, August 2021. I was so connected to again, you got to remember, your energy frequency is very important, because you'd be amazed at what you can, what the frequencies and you're connecting to. And I remember I sat on this canyon, really in deep meditation, with the literal air energy, the magnetic pulsating through my butt, pulsating all the way through me, and I could feel it. I was like that. Oh God! So I was raising, and obviously the intention was to raise my vibrational frequency, and I was like, oh no, it was amazing. And I sat literally on the edge of this canyon, and then when I, and I could feel the sort of portal, like the magnetic field, like the energetic field. I could feel, oh God, this is really intense. And I understand why people like to go there during that sort of, part of the Lionsgate. But you can definitely feel a gateway is there. I mean, again, it's not good or bad. It's not evil. It's your intentions and what you're using it for. That's all. But I was just really using it for major grounding and everything. And, obviously data, again, everything's data, but it boosted my frequency was so high anyway, that I was emanating my frequency. But because I was connected to I was beyond the veil, when I opened my eyes, a UFO right in front of me, just like hovering. I'm like, oh shit, I think I've called something in. I've called a species that, well, it was right there, and it was like, just say like 100 feet away from me, or maybe a bit further back, but it was just sort of like this long red illuminating, just hovering, like right there. I'm like, oh, and obviously I wasn't afraid, because I'm like, oh, hello there. Oh shit, oopsie daisy. I didn't realize I was so connected to the earth and the universe at the same time. My frequency had called in. It was amazing. I was like, oh shit. But now if people was around me, they wouldn't have seen that unless they were tapped into connected to the veil. They don't have to see beyond the veil. But that's kind of what it's like. And now I remember thinking, okay, well, what do you want? And then it just went, boom. I went, oh, okay, bye then. So it was like that. It was amazing. So I do like Sedona for the weird shit, the weird energy, but it does, there's a lot there. If you can see beyond the veil, you'll see some weird stuff. You'll feel in the energy and everything. So, yeah, that was interesting. But I like to go there for a really grounding fix more than anything. But intention's everything. With the astral traveling, remote viewing, your intention beyond what you're doing is everything. Make sure it is not of negative, or you're going to be spying on people or anything like that. If you do, you will lose your abilities, and you will deal with the karma of that. The karma might not come straight away, but it will come to you, and you will get it. If it doesn't get you, it will come to people you love. This is why you don't go around on the ether negatively towards another human being. You don't have a right to. But that's your free will but you're exercising your free will by doing so. And if you do, the consequences are on you. Okay. Anyway, you do not get blocked like that unless you've been doing something negative with it, or you've been crossing boundaries, energetic boundaries. You have no right to cross anybody's energetic boundary. You don't even have the right to cross people's boundaries in life, right? If people have got healthy boundaries, you respect them. You don't try and cross them and intrude on them and infringe on them. I don't think so, because you'll pay a price for that too. But it's the same on the ether, on the spirit realm. You don't have a right. What most people think they do have a right is, again, narcissistic, spiritual narcissist. That's all they are today. Sad, but that's where we are with that. But intention is everything. Intention. You've got to, your intentions are negative. You're going to receive nothing but negative responses back. You're going to receive the karma. And then obviously, again, when you get yours and you deal with that negative responses and karma, you're going to blame everybody else but yourself. And then you're going to cry because you're blocked. Like, oh God, I've lost my abilities. Yeah, and you probably deserve to. You've probably been doing too much, pushing too hard. And depending on who you've been messing with, well, you probably lose your ancestral protection too. Because that's the other thing. I feel, and I get this real weird this sense of it though, like when I'm sort of, if I'm seeing like what looks like an etheric battle, a battle on the ether with like ancestors, it's like, oh God, oh, it's like, but it almost feels like a lot of ancestors, it's like a divine higher, how do I explain this? It's like a higher power will, let's just say, for example, here's, I'm just gonna, Susie, right? I'm just random names. Here's Susie. She's a witch doing crazy dark shit, right? Here's her ancestors, right? Bloodline. Some are proud of her, some are like, what are you doing, right? That kind of stuff. And then here's Johnny, just random. Here's Johnny. He's a light worker. This is how this usually goes anyway. These are witches will always attack light workers, warlocks and all that kind of crap. So he's a light worker. Here's his ancestors, right? Every time she attacks him, he gains more ancestral protection. So more ancestors will come in. And then if she keeps attacking him, he's going to start getting extra protection from other ancestors. Like what is this? This person, they're going to get different soul protectors. So that's kind of what happens. Now, at some point, every time Susie energetically attacks or sends evil spell work or whatever, death spells, and especially if you're sending death spells, good luck with your future. You probably don't have one. But illness spells and things like that, you start sending death spells. This is a real thing, and you need to understand this. If you start sending death spells to people through witchcraft and stuff and voodoo and stuff like that, you're shortening your own life path. You're shortening your own lifetime timeline. You're going to basically, what would have been your death date will change. That's your own fault. And nobody's to blame for that but you. You hate someone that much that you've got to sell them death spells. You need to go and get therapy and work on yourself because you're the problem. What you're hating about that person is major shadow work and insecurities that you're dealing with. And that's what you need to focus on. And you need to get help with that. But you start sending death spells, and it doesn't matter where you've got 6 people, you're not going to share a comeback. You're either going to all get hit. So you're going to shorten your lifespans, right? The timelines, or you're probably going to end up losing loved ones in a sequential order of 3. If it's like major illnesses and stuff like that, or like I say, death spells, you don't even have a future. So that's just a basic example of why you don't be doing death spells and stuff like that. You shouldn't be doing any of it, but you will, and you do. But this is society. This is what people are involved in. And you're worshipping celebrities that are actively doing these rituals all the time to the competitors, and I need to sacrifice another. We need a sacrifice. Who can we sacrifice for me to get more famous and more richer than I already am? Sick. I can't stand the world of celebrities, unfortunately. And that's because of that, because all of those, and there's more bad eggs, there's more bad of those ones than there is the decent good ones. So, and they'll sacrifice people. They'll sacrifice their own family members and everything for clout, money, fame, fortune, power. Do it all the time. And then you go to these concerts, and these evil little creatures on the stage doing word magic and spell work, and you're like, oh my God, worship you. You need to be keeping your kids away from these freaking celebrities. You need to be keeping your kids away from these concerts. I'm serious. You live in a completely, you might share this world with us, but you're in a completely different reality. People like that today, you're so brainwashed by them all. It's that musical cult. Oh God. And seriously, no, it's just weird. I can't go where I was about to go. That's way too dark. So I'm not going there. Intentions are everything. Astral traveling is amazing. If you really adopt it and you really you know, really sort of master it too, or at least during the development, if you do go to the future, just to sort of, like, you can always go and take a look at yourself. You're not hurting anybody at all. You're not, unless you get a bit freaked out, you might hurt yourself, like, oh God. So be careful what you're wishing for. Be careful what you're wanting to see. That's the thing you got to understand. Because you might not, I mean, I was lucky. I was like, oh, check me out with my beautiful big house with an ocean view. Obviously, because I'm going to get that, because I'm going to work hard to get it. It's not going to fall in my lap. I'm going to have to work very hard for that, which I do all the time anyway. I'm always working hard. So that was just one, like, oh, okay, that was interesting. And I've seen, again, I've been to my sort of future so many different times. And yeah, when it comes to sort of tarotology and when what happens is, let's just say, for example, someone goes to a reader and says, hey, here's some money. And I want you to pull the cards on this person. Well, that's energy intrusion. Most readers know that, and they know it's not good if they start doing that, but they'll do it because they want the money. But the problem is, over time, the more they start energy intruding on someone's energy and trying to sort of see what's coming for them. I mean, that's just rude anyway, but it's a form of energy intrusion. They're going to start losing their ability to read cards. I mean, they'll be able to pull the cards, but they're not going to be able to see anything. They're not going to be like, everything feels a bit blocked, because you've been blocked. Because they've been blocked. So, it's crossing that boundary. Some people know, okay, well, believe it or not, a lot of readers though, they will actually, like, okay, yeah, okay, but they won't. I mean, they'll take the money and they will pull a reading, but they won't connect to that person's energy, because they know it's the fastest way to lose their abilities. It's the fastest way to get blocked. So they'll just pull a reading and they'll just give the client, oh, yeah, yes, you know, all that kind of crap, right? And that person's going to think, oh yeah, well, good, I know what this person's future is. It's like, no, that's not. So some readers will actually fake it. They'll give them a reading, but they're based on that sort of person, but they won't connect to their energy, because they also know, if they do try and connect to a person's energy and they see their ancestors or their guardians, are going to be like, oh, good God, can't go anywhere near that. No way, I'm not, no. They're not, some of them are stupid. So let me give you an example of what happened when I know someone's pulling cards on me. Again, I have an energy alarm. So, because I've got a very strong protection shield around me, if there's energy intrusion or someone's trying to connect to my energy, it's going to set off this like alarm system that I've sort of created, and be amazed at what you can create with the mind. You just got to know how to. But there is an energy alarm, and it's also, and obviously, because I also get my guardians will sort of alert me immediately anyway. But I'm going to let certain things in just so I can see what's what, see who's doing what. But that's just for the knowing. And then, so I remember I got my alarm went off one day, and I'm like, okay, what is that? Oh, someone's trying to energy intrude. Are you serious right now? So immediately I went straight to 5D. I just connected to the ether, and I pretty much saw the person was basically remote viewing me, trying to anyway. And I'm like, oh, hell no. You're not going to, no. I'm master remote viewing. You don't do it. Unless you get sent there to help somebody and just sort of observe by, usually when I get sent to someone's energy field to sort of see them or have to sort of see something, it's because their loved one in the ether has requested it. Because it's usually to do with safety and things like that, but that's about it. I gather the data and then I leave, because it's a form of intrusion. But these people, they do it to try and spy for self-gain, basically. And have it that what they think is people's, like, it's just intrude. It's like lack of privacy. It's weird, but so I saw this person, and I'm like, I don't think so. How dare you? And I could pretty much, because once they remote view to me, I'm connected. It's energy. They're connecting to the frequencies. So now I'm connecting to that person's frequency. And instantly I can see exactly what they're doing, who they're sat with, and it's like, I don't think so. So it's just a case of, no, we're not doing that. And I'll just blast them with a big ball of light force. Like, get out my energy field, get away. I don't think so. You're not going to see anything about my my life path, and you're not going to see what's coming for me. It's none of your business. Usually, when they get a when I have to throw a light force at somebody on the ether, that's usually a cue to back off. Don't do it again. But I never burst them with light force until I let them see that I've seen them. And usually that kind of freaks them out because they've got to go back and go, oh crap, she saw me. Yeah. So there's the joys of tarotology, like card readings and stuff like that. But again, I want to discuss that more in the video, because a separate video, because I can really go into what's wrong with that. But again, it's just, but a lot of people abuse it. Far too many, there's just way too many people doing tarot card readings and stuff like that. I mean, I could sit there and read cards if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm reading the energy. But the cards are just pretty pictures. They're just a tool. And again, it's the intention behind the tool you're using when it comes to energy. But you cannot intrude an energy unless you're, again, when I sort of, again, if I have to connect to someone's energy field to help them, it's because I'm using a ministry service, and it's usually, so that's when I get to sort of see what somebody's plotting to do against somebody. I gather the data, and usually I put like a report together, and be careful. Just, you might want to look at who's in your life. Basically, it's not nice. It's not pleasant to sort of see that, but that's normal for me. If I was, and I would never ever abuse that, and I would not do no harm. I would not be calling that person and going, "Hi, your spouse is plotting to kill you." No. I'm just going to gather the data, put the video together, and then it's up to the loved one who basically called me in the first place, like connected with me, and it's up to them to go and alert their loved one and make them sort of see the video. It's all to do with it's like the sense of, I feel like I need to watch that, or I feel like that just happened. I mean, that's a coincidence. It's not. It's actually, it's like it's so synchronized that way. But it's energy connections, energy, and again, energy interceptions. So it's again, it's a very, very complex. Parapsychology is a very complex field. Very paranormal science is very complex. So, but again, there's so many people that abuse tarot readings, but it's a way for people to energy intrude by reading the cards and like, oh, this one's got lots and lots of money coming. Oh, this one's going to get married. Okay, then. So, most of it I laugh at. And some of it I'm like, oh, good Lord, we're doomed as a species. And then sometimes it's like, oh, hello, that's, wow, that felt like that just kicked me in the gut. So something in that message that reader's reading is resonating. But it's interesting because I've been sort of researching sort of like tarot readers and stuff like that. I've come across probably about 6 really good energy readers, not card readers, they just use the cards, but energy. And like, oh, wow, you're very gifted. This person's reading energy. That's really cool. So those will fascinate me, and then I like, well, I'll keep popping in and watching you again at some point. But the rest, I gather the research data, but when I sort of do a paper on the joys and the hates of tarotology, it's going to be fair and balanced, obviously. But again, it's just a tool to read energy. I mean, I could use that pen. Oh, okay, I can turn it around, twizzle it, I can do all sorts of stuff, but I'm reading energy. It's not this that's giving me the messages, it's the energy. So that's energy intrusion. It's a form of energy intrusion. And if you do it all the time and you intrude on people's energy, you will lose your ability to read anything, to read energy. And it doesn't matter what card you're pulling, you will not feel like I'm emanating right now. So it's okay, it's me aura. So Yeah, there's so much that people get involved in. I mean, tarot readings, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing evil about it. There's nothing, it depends how you look at it. Again, it's just a form of reading energy. So many people have so many different labels and things for all kinds of stuff. It's like, really? Some people say, hey, tarot cards are part of the devil's work. Again, ignorant, stupid, uneducated people. The kind of crap that comes out of people's mouths these days, it's like, what? That's nothing to do with the devil. They are cards with pretty pictures on. It's the energy. Now, if the intention behind that person is to connect to Satan and then use the cards, that's where you could call it a devil's tool. But again, it's not the tool. It's a problem. It's the intention behind it. So it's the person. So there's always, and again, a lot of God-loving, fake God-loving Christians are all anti-everything. But again, they're the ones that are involved in some of the shadiest, sinful stuff because they're hypocrites. So I really don't pay any attention to those people. And again, and if they're not that, it's because they've got incredibly small minds. But that's life today, unfortunately. It's society. So and I don't really want to focus anymore on tarot cards out. Like I said, I'm going to do a completely separate video for that. See if there's anything else I want to pull on this energy. Yeah, I feel like that that elder that was coming in, again, that energy. It's I don't know, the energy's lightened up, so it's not heavy anymore. Probably warning his people, was like, she's speaking again. Now, let's see if there's anything else. Let me just meditate a little bit, zone in. I don't want to go to I keep getting pulled to discuss dark evil energy. I don't want to. I want to try and keep this. Okay. So the problem is, most people don't even believe any of this is real or anything. It's the weirdest thing, like practices, spiritual practices, whether it's good or whether it's bad. These are old, rituals are old, everything within their realm of spirituality, again, whether it's good or bad, these are so old, the old practices. But again, as people, again, a lot of the people that are on the dark side of it, they'll always hide what they're involved in, and they're the ones that, because there's so many more of them, like they are the majority of people that are involved in anything to do with like witchcraft and spell, any of that. The majority are really bad, right? So there's more of them. So they can control the narrative behind that. Like, oh, it's all, no, they're talking, conspiracy theorists, they're talking shit. No, there's no such thing. Yeah, there is, right? But again, they control a lot of people that have highly successful businesses or whatever, even the media, everybody, there's, again, all walks of life, people of all walks of life are involved in this. So you'd be amazed at how much of control of the narrative they've got. But the light ones, the ones that are on the good side, that want to sort of discuss this or expose it or help people understand, you've got to understand what you're getting involved in. We are seen as the crazy conspiracy theorists. It's not even close. It's because we're the ones that shine the light on what people are actually doing or involved in. Now, free will is everything. So everybody has a right to believe in what they want, do what they want, and by exercising that free will, they can pretty much actionalize whatever it is that they want. But they don't, when you go towards the dark side, they don't tell you the repercussions or the reality of what you're getting involved in. They don't tell you the dark, they don't explain what can happen. They sell it to you like, oh, it's amazing. You'll be rich, you'll be everything. Oh God. they're going to sell you the good side of what you can kind of gain from it when you're really sort of energy manipulating or tuning in and abusing those abilities, right? They sell that as a selling point. So even though they might tell you, again, the devil's in the detail, but if they tell you like, well, you know, they might tell you something, but you're not hearing that. You're not, they're strategically telling you in a way where you're not going to question it. It's all to do with seduction, seducing, all the good. That's why you overlook most of what, the implications of what can come from it. So, you know, by the time you realize you're in the thick of it, and it's really hard to sort of get away from it. But again, you have to understand the laws of the universe. You have to respect the laws of the universe, because nobody is above and beyond. Nobody can control the universe. Nobody can control karma. You cannot avoid karma. So you just got to be very careful about what you sort of tampering with, what are you getting, what you're messing about with, what you're involved in, and have absolute knowledge of everything. If you're not sure, go to a library and do some research, serious research on the occultism and stuff like that. Because there is a consequence to everything. Everything you do, there are consequences. Whether it's good or bad. But if they didn't sell you the seducing side of it, the seduction side of it, if they didn't seduce you with the, oh, amazing, right? And you really understood how dark it is and how bad it can be and what you can lose and everything, you would never do it. You would be like, no, that's not for me. They lose power then. They lose power over, because again, remember, those that are involved in the dark arts and the evil side of it and the abusers of it, it's like everything. It's every single thing. If you abuse something, the kickback is coming back. You're going to deal with the kickback, right? The kickback in this side is they have to constantly get gatherings and gatherings of new people to do the dirty deeds, because they lose their gifts, they lose their abilities, they get blocked. And you start seeing that big shade of grey, that big grey fog cloud, and you can't see beyond that, you're done. You're not seeing anything, because that's your punishment. You're being blocked. That's a universal law. So you cannot abuse something like that. And you cannot hurt another person with your abilities. If you do, you're going to get blocked, or you'll deal with the consequences of karma, your actions. So now, again, even doing light work and stuff like what I do and healing, I can't even send healing to another person's energy field without their permission. I need that person's permission to send light and love and healing, because it's good. I'm sending it to their energy field. And the law of the universe is you do not send anything until that person gives you permission, good or bad. You shouldn't be sending anything bad anyway, but people do. And that's out of love, and that's out of kindness, and that's out of wanting to help somebody. But you can't do it. I can do releasements, because I'm just pulling out what shouldn't have been sent to them anyway. And I also discuss all this in different videos. But healing and sending, pulling out is a bit different to sending. Can't send anything to it. And if they say, oh no, I appreciate you wanting to send me healing, but it's not really my thing, I can't send it, and I'm not going to. Because I'm not going to deal with I know the kickback. If I do it anyway, it's going to start to affect my abilities, and I'm going to start losing my gifts, and I'm not going to do that. So you can, so it's a good indication when you know you're working on the light side, and the right side is you'll be gifted more, you'll get more, you'll adapt, you'll get new abilities to tap into, and then you use them as to help people, to, again, being in service to people. Like some people really don't have a problem sending healing to people all the time at a distance. It's like, okay, that's how they do it. They're like, yeah, sending healing lots of people all the time. I'm like, oh, good Lord, I want that. Now, whether they get good karma back from that, I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not going to take that chance, because even people say, oh, can I send you some healing karma? I'm like, absolutely not. No, thank you. Just because you appear to be a nice one, that doesn't mean you might be a dark one, like a dark witch or a dark warlock. hiding behind your light. There's a lot of that too. There's a lot of like charlatans. So you could, and that's why I won't even let people who are trying to send me healing to me know, because they're sending stuff to my energy field. And the moment I give them permission, it's allowed in. And I have to receive that. Now, how do I know they seem really nice and cool and really, you know, highly ascended, and they're all about apparently love and light? And then how do I know they're not sending me a death spell? Hiding behind, that's what charlatans do. So my rule is the same. No, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it's very kind of you, but no, I don't allow anything in. And if I need to heal, I'll do my own self-healing. So, and I'm not ungrateful. I'm just protecting my energy, because my energy field is important and my energy is sacred. So that's why. And this is why, and I'll never go against my own rule. So I'm not going to say no to them and then start sending it to other people. No, just don't do it. So I think the message really is, intention's everything. Even if you've got really good intentions, you can still suffer the consequences from implementing good intentions. Now, you can send something into the universe, like I can send healing out into the universe for the collector to call in, which when they're calling butterfly Karens, but they would have to call it in. It's out there, but if they want to receive it, they have to call it in. So that's a way to sort of send it out to, but I send it to the collective, so it's not going to any specific person. But the moment you call it in, you're giving permission to receive that into your energy field. So, but again, intention's everything, good or bad. It's like I treat my energy like I treat my home. I lock my doors. Absolutely. I'm not one of those that lets people into my home at all. Unless I really, really know that person and I trust them enough to let them in my home, I don't let anybody in. Because my home is my sacred space. My home is full of light energy because I'm constantly cleansing it, right? But it's my home. I protect my home. I protect my energy field like I protect my home. My doors are locked. Nobody comes in without my permission. So sometimes that's what you just got to sort of adopt this, just adopt life like that. Just look at things from that sort of perspective. And if you can adopt that, you'll stop allowing people, you'll stop allowing people to trespass on your boundaries, your healthy boundaries, whether that's in the physical realm or the spiritual realm. When people can't get access to your energy and you put your boundaries up, you will have problems with them. But then they'll eventually just tot off, because they'll go and find somebody else when, someone's energy to intrude, or boundaries to intrude. But you keep stay firm, be, steadfast in it, stay strong. Don't ever allow anybody to just intrude on your boundaries ever. So, but that's what and the strange thing is, people are out there so freely, transferring and giving away their sexual energy. That's the fastest way to attract very low vibrational, depending on what you believe in. Again, like a lot of people do a lot of sex magic and conjure up demons and then transfer those attachments they've got onto someone else. Good God, no, you've got to protect your energy. That's why I'm celibate. I'm very careful about who I share my energy with, let alone my sexual energy. I don't share my sexual energy with anybody. At all. And I probably won't for a very long time. And if I ever meet anybody, I'll be reading that person's energy inside and out. And I'll know, one, if there's anything attached to them, first of all. I'll know what sort of guy they are. I'm not that sharing, and I'm not that loving in that way, unfortunately. I don't care. So, I mean, back in the day when I was a little bit more naive and I had my sort of playing days, I mean, I protected myself as much as possible, but you still never know what's intruding on your energy field, and you kind of learn. So, but, and you don't know what some other people's intentions are. Like, they may be like love bombing you and all that kind of stuff, but you don't, got to ask yourself, why you love bombing? Yeah, okay, usually just for sex, right? Okay, just get you into bed and woo, woo. And depending on what sort of type of mentality you're dealing with, whether it's narcissism or anything like that, you've got to be very careful. But you don't know what they're involved in, you don't know what they're into. And a lot of people are sexually screwed up today anyway. I mean, look at the state of society. So you've got a lot of sexually messed up people throwing around their sexual energy. And it's like, the moment you share sexual energy, there's no boundaries there. You've got to, you're pretty much invited in anything at that point. And once it's on you and once it's in, what are you going to do then? It might be very hard to get rid of. So just got to be very careful, that's all. But the intention, I think I'm going to stick with intentions on this. I'm going to close it out with intention. Every single thing that you do in life, whether it's your gang stalking, those are your intentions, whatever your intentions are, and that you deal with the consequences. You're breaking the law, so you'll eventually get into legal trouble anyway. If there's any real justice, but you'll pay the price. You'll deal with the consequences of your actions. Intentions in the spiritual realm, when you're delving into spirituality, whatever, understand what you're doing, learn about what you're doing. If you want to get into the occult, study the occult, research the occult. Because again, intentions behind everything, and whatever you put into the world, whatever you do with it, with your intentions, it will come back. Astral travel is amazing. Learn about it, develop it slowly, but learn about it, and don't abuse again. Because if you abuse it and you start spying, you won't be doing it for very long. You'll lose that ability. The Susie and Johnny scenario, when it comes to witchcraft, you're always going to have the bad witches and warlocks and whatever they're labeling themselves today. But you're always all going to be light workers and your light warriors, and they have the light warriors and light workers have a right to do what they're here to do. Just as Susie in the dark is, they have the right to do what they want to, but the consequences are on them. Everything's interconnected. So, but the more spiritual you are, I mean, the more you're on the light side and the right side, you're gonna attract the people that choose to be evil, and it's a choice, but you're going to attract the worst types of people, and it's usually what's attached to them, and it's usually the dark negative energies. You'd be amazed at the more you try and you put out a lot of positivity and love into the world and help people, you're going to attract the little dark energies on the ether, the inhuman spirits and everything, and they're going to attach to people around you just to try and attack you. So they'll use physical vehicles, low vibes more than anything. Low vibrational people, they're easy to attach to, so they'll use them, attach themselves to them, and then try and hurt you through them. It's weird, but it's a spiritual warfare. This is nothing new. This is old. This battle has been going on for, good Lord, probably forever. But it's an ongoing battle. But also remember, the battle is within you. Again, you have the dark with the light inside you. You have the good with the bad. You have the angel and the demon within you. So it's up to you to control that darkness within you. If you can find a way to evolve, as you evolve, if you can find a way to balance both, it's good. But I think it really just starts with controlling your emotions. When you learn how to control your emotions, you can control that sort of, that bad side of you anyway. And again, it's being triggered. That will bring out that worst side of you. If people can trigger you so easily, that's shadow work, and that's some healing you got to work on you. Otherwise, you just won't give a shit. Like, okay, is that the best you got? Ciao, then. Okay. Do you need a medal for your outburst, for your adult tantrum? So, but you'll learn to control your emotions, and most of the time you just won't even react. It's just, but again, if you have to deal with sort of like the gang stalking or anything like this, because these people will gang stalk it. If you're like Johnny, you're going to get gang stalked by low vibes and evil people. And low vibes tend to be a bit evil anyway. They always go to the evil dark side anyway. And there's just different levels of evil, that's all. So, but you have to expect it. But it's a crazy world we live in. It's a beautiful planet. Life's amazing. It's just a people problem. But like I say, if you can control your emotions, that's the start of your healing journey. And then if you've got some work to do, trauma work and stuff like that, you just get therapy. Just do what you need to do and heal. And then you start thinking differently. And before you know it, you're naturally raising your vibrational frequency anyway. So always interruptions. Always interruptions when I'm giving some good advice. So, but I think I'm just going to leave it there. I'm looking forward to 11D. I'm intrigued. I feel like I'm going to get some interesting stuff. I can't wait to go to 12D. So take care of yourselves, be kind. Kindness is free, it doesn't cost you anything, and that's really good for karma. But if you need to send anything to anybody on Empirically, just get their permission. Just watch your surroundings and stuff like that. We don't live in a safe world, so just be aware. And again, it's only unsafe because it's a people problem. Other than that, I will see you all again very soon.